Hey everybody, it's RJ with lesson number 3. So before we get into the lesson, I want to say a couple of things about your personal practice and about what Taijiquan is. So first of all, some of you are able to follow along with the video, but then after, when the video is not present, you're struggling with it, trying to remember the movements. I went through it myself. In the beginning, you learn from the teacher, and then you go home and practice what you remember. Over time, these postures become a part of you. So don't worry right now, it's only been a short amount of time. So enjoy each lesson, follow each lesson to the best of your ability. The memorizing comes later. So don't get too wrapped up in it that, I can't memorize these postures. It'll come over time. Now, some of you are able to follow along with the videos, no problem, and you're able to memorize. Congratulations for you. So, wherever you are, don't worry about it. It all happens in your own time. The other point that I want to really stress, highly stress, is the practice is practiced slowly. We don't move fast. It's a natural impulse that once we have something, once we understand something, we want to speed up the movements. Taijiquan is not like that. That's what separates Taijiquan from something else. The practice is meant to go slowly. I've been doing this for quite some time, and after many, many years, my practice is done slowly. So by going slow, a couple of things happen. You will actually increase the speed at which you learn the postures. If you're going fast, it's going to take you longer to figure out what am I doing wrong, because the mind is not able to catch up with what the body's doing. By going slow, the mind can actually analyze what the body's doing and figure out what those problems are. So that's one of the reasons we go slow, so we can analyze the posture to get it correctly. The other thing is, Taijiquan is also an inner journey. It's a spiritual practice, and it's only a spiritual practice when it's done slowly. So remember that. We also practice on working with the chi in the body. And that, again, only happens by going slowly. We learn to work with the chi in the body by going slowly. This is so important. I really need to stress how important this is. The practice is a slow practice. No matter how many years go by, you want to practice this in a slow way. The other thing it's going to give you is it will increase your balance. By going slow, you have no alternative but to hold your balance. By going slow, you're going to build the leg strength. And that's the only way you're going to increase your balance, is by going slow. So of everything else, just remember the practice is about going slowly. So please remember that. Okay, so let's get on to lesson number 3. So we'll start from where we left off. We'll go through those movements a couple of times, and then we'll get into the next lesson. So we start with open Tai Chi. Okay, so we'll go through that once more. Starting with feet together, open Tai Chi. Part the wild horse's mane. White crane spreads its wings. Rush knee and step forward. So that's where we finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the next two postures. Now I'm going to tell you right from the beginning, this week's lesson is going to be a challenge. If you made it this far and you've been struggling, don't worry about it. Just follow it to the best of your ability. But I think this lesson is going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'll give you different angles, I'll go through the postures, and then I'll break it all down. So we stopped here. This is where we finished last week. Alright, I'll give you another angle here. This is where we finished last week. And then I'm going to give you a straight on to the camera, starting from here. Okay, so that's what we're going to learn today. Seems like a lot. We'll take it down step by step. So from this angle here, what I want you to notice is that I'm moving in a straight line. You can see that I continue to step towards the camera. I'm going to keep saying this, that when we open Tai Chi, and I'm going to give you this angle here, we open Tai Chi, and then part the wild horse's mane, we continue on that straight line, remember? We continued moving in a straight line. So the same thing applies here. We're just going to continue moving in that straight line for now. So the first posture is called block, parry, and punch. In Chinese translation, Ban Nan Chui. So I'll give you this first posture we're going to work on. Okay, so that's our first posture. We'll take it one step at a time. Just follow along to the best that you can. And as always, when you watch these videos on your second viewing, you can go on the screen of the video. There's a little setting there. You can change that setting to slow the speed of the video down, and you can also increase the quality of the video. So if the video is a poor quality, but it's offering high definition, you can actually increase that to a high definition, depending on what they're offering for each video. But you can always slow the speed down at any time that you want. And you can also stop the video. Work up to a certain point, go back to the beginning, and then replay that. You don't have to go through the whole video, obviously. You can stop at any point, rewind, go back to the beginning. So we're going to work on block, parry, and punch. So we're here, and again, I'll give you different views. We're here in brush knee from last week. So you remember in Pot the Wild Horse and Mane, how we do that rock back, and then we turn the foot out, right? And then we step up, and then we step out. So here, we're going to do that rock back, the same thing. So here, we're in brush knee. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that rock back. That's the first thing we're going to do. Now what's going to happen is the high hand is going to go low, the other hand is going to go high. So there's that principle that I'm going to keep mentioning. As one hand goes low, one hand goes high. So here we're in brush knee. We rock back, the high hand goes low, the low hand goes high. And then from here, we're going to step up, balancing. And then that foot is going to come down on the heel. We're stomping. It's a stomping movement. We're going to stomp. So from our brush knee, we rock back, move the two hands. The left hand is high now. Move the body forward, picking up that right leg, and then stomp down in front of the body. So I'll give you different angles there. From here, rock back. The left hand is high. Move the body forward and stomp with the right heel. So the back leg is just going to move forward and do that stomping movement. So we rock back, the two hands move, the left hand is high, we step up, and then stomp on the heel. Rocking back. Now, if you're having trouble with balance at this time, then what you can do is you rock back, exchange the hands, instead of stepping through, stop at this point and keep your balance. And then you can bring that foot up and then stomp down. If your balance is okay, then you can just step right through. So the other thing we're going to do is, as the hands exchange, well, this is Taijiquan. We need to make things a little bit more difficult. So do you remember in the beginning when we did open Tai Chi, how we held the ball, but we didn't just go from here to here, we did a little circular movement. So we're going to do the same thing here, and I'll give you different angles. From here, what we're going to do is rock back. The hands are going to make circular movements. But you see, we're in that same position. The left hand is high now, right? We went from here, left hand is high. Same thing, we rock back, the two hands do circular movements, and now we're here. So I'll give you the other view here, make it a little bit more clearer. We're in brush knee. Okay, I'll do that again, where we start in brush knee. So they're going in a clockwise direction from your perspective. The hands move in a clockwise direction. Now I'm making the movement very large so that you can understand it more. But that's what you want. You want that clockwise direction. If you're struggling with that, then don't worry. Just drop one hand and bring the left hand high. And eventually you'll be able to get that clockwise half a circle movement. So we'll try that a couple of times. So we're here from last week in brush knee. We rock back, move the two hands in a circular movement. The left hand is high now. Now we step up and then stomp on the right heel. So we'll do that again from here. Rock back, move the two hands, move forward, and stomp. So again from here, from last week, rock back, move the two hands, balance on the left foot, and stomp with the right. So let's do that once more. Rock back, move the body forward, and then stomp. So now let's work on some hand movements. So to do that, just take a stance about hips width apart, and you want the toes pointing forward. So we're in brush knee. So the right hand is palm out. The left hand is palm facing the ground. So we're going to start from this position here. So we do our circular movement. Just like we did here. We rock back, we did our circular movement. But here we're going to do it in this position and just work on our hand movements. So we're in brush knee. We do our circular movement. Now what's going to happen is the high hand is going to pivot or hinge at the elbow. That's all you're going to do. You want that movement to come from the elbow. So we go from here, we do our circular movement, and now just move that down, hinging at the elbow. So at this point, the left arm is parallel with the ground, the palm is facing the ground. And the palm is about right around the stomach area. You can see I have some distance here, so I'm not close into the body. There's some distance here as I pivot that down. So we're in brush knee, we do that circular movement. The high hand hinges down low. So now, let's see what the right hand is doing. So again, in brush knee, we do that circular movement. The right hand is going to come into the body and then move back out. So the palm, you're looking at the palm. So let's try that. We're in brush knee, do that circular movement. Now rotate at the elbow, bringing the palm, the arm into the body, and then again at the elbow, pivot that out. So now you're looking at the right palm. To make this a little bit more, it's a circular movement. To make it more circular, what you need to do is we go from our brush knee, we do that first circular movement. Now what we need to do is turn the waist to the right. Turn the waist to the left. As you do that, bring that low hand into the body. Now, as you turn back to center, move that right hand out so the palm faces you. So let's try that. So here, we're in brush knee. We do that first circular movement during our rock back. turn our waist to the left. Bring that low hand into the body, and then as the hand starts to go out, the body goes back to center. And now you're looking at the right palm. So, just using the right hand, hold it down below the body, turn the waist to the left, bring that hand into the body, and now as the hand moves out, the body turns forward. So the hand starts here, we turn the waist, and then turn the waist back to center. Now that you know the palm is facing you, I want you to make a fist. So keep the hand exactly where it is, but make a fist. Because the idea here is we're going to strike a target with the back of the hand, but we're making a fist to do that. So we start with the hand low, we come into the body, turning the waist, the hand moves out, and when it gets to that position, you're already holding a fist. But I just wanted to make it clear that at this point, if you open your hand, you're looking at your palm. So I'll give you this angle here. If the hand starts low, I turn to my left, bring the hand up, go back to center, and in martial arts terminology, a back fist. So I'll keep the hand low, come into the body, and back fist. Try that again. Keep the hand low, turn the body to the left, bring the hand in, making a fist. As the hand goes back to center, the body's centered. So now let's see if we can combine some of those hand movements. So we start with our brush knee. We do our rock back as we move the hands. Now, the low hand comes into the body as we turn to the left. As the body moves back to center, that hand does a back fist. The other hand pivots or hinges at the elbow. So now we're here. It's almost like the low hand is going to punch over the other hand. So we're here, and then we go to this point. So let me do that very slowly a few times. So we're in brush knee. First we do our circular movement. And we have that principle. As one hand goes low, one hand goes high. So this is a point in the video, you might want to slow the video down to get a better understanding. So here, we're in brush knee. We do that rock back as the hands circle. The body turns to the left, and then the body turns back to center. So this is our posture here. So we start with brush knee. We make our circle. The body turns to the left, and then turns back to center. Give you a different view here. We're in brush knee. I turn to my left. Well, I make a circle, then I turn to my left, and then I go back to center. So, from brush knee, we do our circle, the body turns to the left, and then the body turns back to center. Then again, I'll give you this angle here. We're in brush knee. First we do our circle, then our body turns to the left, and as our body turns back to center, we're here. Once more, in brush knee. Alright, so at some point, if you want to slow the video down and just work on those hand movements. that'll probably be beneficial for you. Just work on the hand movements, going from here to here. So now let's see if we can start to combine the footwork and the hand movements. And again, different angles. So we start with our brush knee. So the first thing we do is we rock back. We do our circular movements. So the left hand is high now. The body moves forward. I'm balancing here, and I stomp. I let my body move to the left, and then the two hands exchange, and then my body moves back to center. So I'll show you what that looks like in a nice flowing movement. From brush knee, and what you'll notice is everything stops at the same time. The whole body stops. That's going to come in your time. After doing this a while, eventually you'll get that where the whole body stops. So we start with brush knee, rock back, do our circle, and everything stops at the same time. But don't worry too much about that. It'll happen. So from here, so another thing I want to point out, when we were practicing Pot the Wall Horse and Mane, we did that rock back and then we turned that foot out, remember? Before going into the next posture. So we don't do that here. Here, we rock back, do that circular movement, the foot doesn't move. From brush knee, we keep the foot exactly facing that direction. So let's see if we can go a little bit further here for the next movement. So we're in brush knee, we rock back, do that circular movement, the left hand is high, we move the body forward, balancing, and stomp. So now what we need to do, so we're in this position here. What we need to do now is pivot on that front heel. And what that's going to do is the whole body is going to shift to the right. So the toe is pointing forward at this time. When we pivot at the heel, the whole body moves on the diagonal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to step in that direction. Now I'm going to go back to our center line. And then move the body forward back to mountain climbing stance. So we'll go from here, we rock back, do that circular movement. The body moves forward, balancing. Left hand goes low, right hand does a back fist, and I stomp. My whole body moves to the right, pivoting on that front heel. Now I step in that direction. Once again, keeping my balance, and then I move to our center line into mountain climbing stance. So this is another time that if you're having trouble with balance, you can stop at some point. So we're here, turn the body to the right on that front heel, move the body forward, and it's at this point you can stop and catch your balance. And then step forward back to our center line into mountain climbing stance. So that's the time that you can hold your balance. If your balance is okay, then you pivot on that front heel, step to the angle, hold your balance, and then go back to that center line into mountain climbing stance. So now what's going to happen with the hands at this point? We're almost done with the first posture. So again, we're in brush knee. We rock back, make a circular movement. The body moves forward. I'm balancing on my left foot. I punch and stomp. My body shifts to the right, pivoting on that heel. So my toe is facing out that angle. I step in that direction. Now what's going to happen is the left hand is going to move forward and the fist is going to go by the belt line. So here we have that principle once again. As one hand moves forward, one hand moves back. Now we step to our center line. The body goes into mountain climbing stance. As the left hand moves back, the right hand moves forward. So I'll give you a different angle here. From brush knee, rock back, make a circular movement. The body moves forward, balancing. I punch and I stomp. My body shifts to the right. I step to the right. Now one hand goes forward, one hand goes back. I step into mountain climbing stance, and then I punch. So what's happening is the two hands move. The left hand is going to be by the elbow, anywhere around the elbow, and the palm is going to be facing the elbow. So once again, I'm punching with the right. The left hand is by the elbow. The palm is facing the elbow. So I'll give you this angle here. We're in brush knee from last week. Rock back. The two hand circle. I step up. I back fist and stomp. My body pivots on that front heel. I step up. The left hand moves forward. The right hand is by the belt line on the side of the body. I step back to center, moving into mountain climbing stance. The left hand moves toward the body as the right hand punches forward. So I'll give you this angle here. Once again, we rock back. The two hands circle. The left hand is high. I move forward. I hold my balance, or if you need to, place that foot down. I punch with the right. I stomp with the right heel. My body pivots on that front heel. I move forward. I can hold my balance or I can keep my balance. I go back to our center line. The left hand moves forward. The right hand holding the fist is on the side by the belt line. My body goes forward into mountain climbing stance. I punch with the right as the left moves toward the body. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of times different angles without speaking, and I'll go as slow as I can. So I start from here. Brush knee last week. Alright, we'll start here. Brush knee from last week. Go towards the camera. So we're here. I'm going to give you a view from my back. I don't know if it'll help, but we'll give it a try. So that's our first posture. As I've said before in the description, I'm going to give you the time that this next posture begins. So you can just start from there and work on the second posture. So our second posture is a lot easier than this posture here that we just finished. So we stop here. So the next posture looks like this. Alright, give you a view from this side. Go from this side here. Right, I'll give you a different view here. Alright, so this is called, so we're here, this is called appears close up, followed with a push. In Chinese translation, Zhu Feng Sibi. So what's happening is there isn't a lot of footwork, as you can see. We're not stepping. The only thing we're going to do is rock back and then go really back to mountain climbing stance. That's all we have to do here. Very simple. We rock back and then go back to mountain climbing stance. So we begin where we left off. We're in mountain climbing stance. The right hand is punching forward in a straight line. The left hand is anywhere around the elbow, palm facing the elbow. The other thing that we have to do with the left hand is move the hand from this side to that side. That's it. We don't turn the hand, we don't do anything else but move it from this side to this side. So now the back of the left hand is against the forearm of the right. So that's all we have to do. Go from here to here. Now, the left hand is going to move forward, rubbing up against the left arm. So we go from here, move the hand, the left hand, from this side to that side. Move the left hand forward. Continue making contact with the right forearm until the left hand goes all the way past the fist. So again, mountain climbing stance. Move the left hand to the other side. Move the left hand forward, keeping contact with the right forearm past the fist. So at this point here, turn both hands palm down next to each other. So from here, the left hand goes to the other side. Move the left hand forward past the fist. Now open up both hands so they palm to the ground. I'll give you this angle here. Once again, the left hand moves to the other side. Move the left hand forward past the left fist. Both hands open, palm down next to each other. That's all you have to do. So we punch. The left hand moves over. Keep the left hand in contact with the right forearm. Open both hands, palm down. So now what's going to happen is, at this point, we're going to do that rock back. So we rock back. Now both hands are going to come down right around the pocket. So we get to that position, both hands are palm down, fingers are pointing forward, we rock back. Both hands drop anywhere around the pocket. So from our punch, the left hand goes to the other side, moves forward, both hands are palm down, rock back, both hands move to the pocket. So the hands remain palm down. They're palm down here, and they continue being palm down. You don't turn the wrist or anything. Just bend at the elbow and bring those hands anywhere around the pocket. So let's try that a couple of times. We're here, rock back, bending at the elbow to bring those hands by the side. Also, you'll notice that in this position here, so we did our punch. Now both hands are palm down. There's a bend in my elbow. Remember, always have some kind of a bend in the legs, in the elbows. So my arms are relaxed. From this angle here, you can see that my elbows are tucked in. They're not flared out to the side. So this goes back to, if we're going to push a heavy object, we're not going to push it this way. We just know that's not strong. But if we bring our elbows in and push an object with the elbows tucked in, we're stronger. So that's what we're going to do next. So we did our punch. The left hand moved forward. We rock back. So now we're going to move forward and do that push. It's a pushing movement. But once again, this is Taijiquan. We have to make it a little bit more difficult. So we start in this position. We rock back to here. So now what I want you to do is imagine a large pear, piece of fruit, a large pear in front of the body. So what you're going to do is you're going to rock back. Now as the body moves back to mountain climbing stance, the hands are going to trace the outline of that pear. So we rock back, the body moves forward. The hands trace the bottom of the pier, which is large, to the skinny part of the pier, or where the stem is, and then we push forward. So we have the arms opening, and then the arms are closing as we push forward. So as you can see, the hands start low, but then at the end, the hands are high. And again, as always, I'm not blocking my vision. I can see over my fingertips. So from the punch, the left hand moves to the other side of the right. So the left hand goes to the right side. The hand moves forward, remaining in contact with the right forearm, and then both hands are palm down in front of the body. We rock back, the hands come to the pocket. We begin tracing the large part of the pier, and then the skinny part. We go forward into mountain climbing stance. So from here, so as I said, the arms don't flare out when we push, but when we begin tracing the large part, the arms do come out to the side. And then the arms come back to center, the elbows are dropped inside the body as we push. So the arms do go out when we rock back, but then the arms come back in as we push forward. It's a lot of detail, but you'll get there, one detail at a time. So let's try to go through that whole thing from last week in brush knee, and then we'll just go right from there, combining all of the movements. So last week, so the left leg is forward, the right hand is forward. So we rock back, do our circular movement, we step up, we can hold our balance, we punch and stomp at the same time. Our body pivots to the right on that right heel. I step in that direction. The left hand moves forward. The right hand goes by the belt line. We step into mountain climbing stance. The right hand goes forward. The left goes by the elbow. Move the left hand to the right side of the arm. Move the left hand forward. Both hands are palm down. I rock back. As I rock forward, I trace the giant pier. All right, let's do that again. From last week, left leg is forward, right hand is forward. Now I'm going to give you a straight on to the camera so you understand that we continue on that center line. We're in brush knee. I continue moving forward. All right, continue on that straight line. So it's a lot of movements. This lesson is a challenge, I know. Next week, we had 2 more postures, but I'm going to take it easy on you. It won't be as challenging as this lesson. So don't give up. You're halfway there. You complete this lesson, and you're almost halfway there. So eventually we start going in the other direction. For now, we move on that straight line, but then at some point, we turn around and start to head the other direction. So again, please leave me comments. Let me know how your progress is going. If you have any questions that maybe I can answer online, you can also contact me personally through Meta Wellness if you have any questions. So again, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, keep working at it. If you can follow along each lesson, even though you don't have it memorized, you'll get there. It'll take time, but you'll get there. Don't get discouraged. This is not something you learn in a couple of weeks. So until next time, this is RJ with Tai Chi for You. Take care. Bye.